Are you a brick and mortar business owner that has put your blood, sweat, and tears into creating a storefront that lights you up and serves your clients really well, only to be frustrated that you're the best kept secret in town? If you're not hearing your new clients say, "I found you on Google," then you are in the right place. Welcome. My name is Melissa Rose. I'm a mom, a brick and mortar business owner, and your straight shooting visibility coach. I've cracked the SEO code to becoming the top choice on Google in my industry. And now I'm sharing the secrets on this podcast. Get ready for stories, fail-proof strategies, and practical tips to elevate your brick and mortar presence to the top choice on Google. Let's get real, because we're going to make your business the only option in town. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Brick and Mortar Visibility. So good to have you here. Thank you so much for putting me in your ears. Thank you for choosing to select this podcast and listen and invest in you. It means the world to me, as I know you are busy, and I know there's a plethora of podcasts to listen to. But today we are going to just take a little hiatus away from the SEO and Google Business Profile to talk a little bit about finishing your quarter four strong. But as always, before we dive into the content of today's podcast, I do want you to go grab your social post from the past week that did really well, or maybe an evergreen post, and bring it on over to your Google Business Profile. If you don't know what I mean by that, you need to grab my Google Business Profile workshop. It is completely free. It's linked here in the show notes, and it's about 30 minutes long. This goes through step by step how to optimize all the bells and whistles of your Google Business Profile. It also will show you I share my screen, show you where and how to do it, all the things. But then you're going to have to take some time and actually do the work. And that is where the rubber meets the road. And a lot of people go, I don't have the time. I don't want to deal with this. It's really not that important. But you guys, it is. It is super important. And so many business owners don't take advantage of it. So I do have a VIP option where I'll do the work for you, or we can sit down together and do the work. And I love them because then I get to see your face and hear about your business and get the job done. And then we ooze on over into your website and talk SEO and blog strategy there too in that VIP day. So grab that if you're interested, because you need a great foundation for great SEO. And it all starts with that Google Business Profile. As a business owner, I'm not just a business owner, as I'm sure you are. Many of us have a lot of hats we're wearing. We might have some side hustles. We might have some kids. I don't know about you, but I was really naive as a young mama, thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. It's going to get easier when they get bigger. Here's the deal. As many of you know that have been around the block a few times, that's not quite the case. As they get older, they get busier. I had a friend who used to say, bigger kids, bigger problems. So I am partnering with a company in the health and wellness space that promises a product to give me better sleep, get me lean, get me energized, get me focused, all the things. And I'm super excited because it's a very holistic product specializing in peptides. And for those of you that are interested and would like to know more, I do have a YouTube link here below to check it out and see what it's all about. This company is launching in October, and I'm super excited to be on the ground floor of it. If this is something that you're interested in, watch the video. And if you want to learn more, email me at melissa@thedancinghouse.com. All right, we are heading into quarter four. I cannot believe it, and I am so freaking thankful. September, for me personally, is a really hard month. Most of it is personal. Most of it's a lot of life things happened, big life transitions happened during the month of September throughout my years around the sun. And it just feels really good to just put September away and launch into October. The other reason I love October is because it's the start of quarter four. And this is, as a brick and mortar business owner, I have a brick and mortar business. I don't just talk about SEO for it. I have it. I've done it. And we are heading into the biggest quarter of the year financially. It's going to be the biggest revenue producing. It's going to be the highest profit producing. It is going to be so good. And it's just, love it. Love the energy. Love the energy going into it. It is also a quarter where some of the wheels can fall off the bus if you are not intentional. So that's what I want to talk about today. I'm going to talk about 5 different ways that I personally am really intentional about making this quarter successful and setting myself up for success for 2025. Is that not crazy to say out loud? Yes, it is. It totally is. I want to start 2025 with the energy of, yes, excitement. We have up-leveled. We are ready to go forward. I do not want my 2025 to be a list of the same goals from this past year. And I'm being very transparent in the fact that the past 2 years have felt like that for my business and my life. I just feel like I'm regurgitating the same goals on my vision board. So I needed to look at that because I am taking a course on some head work mindset. And I'm realizing that you guys laugh because it's Captain Obvious. It's like nothing's going to change if you don't change, right? And being a component or a person of consistency, I struggle because there's that double-edged sword of being consistent, but when consistency isn't making a dent forward, you really have to look at what you're doing. So this is where, number 1, notice what I'm noticing. And that comes to mind, the consistency factor of being consistent, but I have said to my friends, I feel like my ladder's up the wrong wall in the fact that maybe I'm being consistent in the wrong things. So we can look at what we're doing consistency-wise. Most of us have the trouble with being consistent, but maybe the consistency is up the wrong wall, as I like to say. The other thing I talk about with noticing what you're noticing is how you are maybe deflating yourself or deflecting something from you. And this is a big thing that I am working on this season in my life, is the self-talk that I have that I don't even realize I have it because it's so ingrained in me. And to really pay attention to the zing that happens when I see that Pearl Lexus. And when I see that Pearl Lexus, I go, that's my dream car. And then the self-talk that just goes right there to say, well, you don't have it yet. And how do you think you're going to get that? How is that going to happen? And to really pay attention to, nope, I'm not listening to that. That's not part of me anymore. So there's a lot of mindset things there. And I'm not a life coach. I'm not a mindset expert, but the term notice what you're noticing. And this goes in good ways too, like the leaves or the changing weather right now in Wisconsin. That's where I'm located. And it's just glorious outside. It is just beautiful. We had the most beautiful weekend. And then we had the blue skies against the beautiful colors that are starting to change. I went walking this morning and the stars, oh my word, the stars were just so beautiful. And just to notice that time, that moment of appreciation. So notice what you're noticing personally, professionally, when you're out and about, what's going on in your head. That's like 99% of it, right? You've heard this before, I'm sure of it. So just take that reminder for what it is. The next tip that I am focusing on, and I'm just sharing with you with what I'm working on, because after 16 years in business, I'm still working on some of these like foundational things. And as a dancer, we know that ballet is that foundational class. I'm teaching a senior ballet class right now, you guys, and I'm absolutely loving it because it's kicking my ass. I am teaching this ballet class, and it's such a challenge for me because you really have to go slow. And you really have to break things down, which I absolutely am loving. And that's the beautiful thing about those foundational things. You can break down a ballet class to the just essence of what a ballet class is, and you can get so much out of it. Every participant in it, and I have people from 40 up until 70 in the class, they're just like, oh my gosh, they get so much out of the class. And it just is a reminder that these foundational things never are done, right? So this next tip is to keep the dream alive. What do I mean by that? You have a dream for your business, for your life, for your family, for your retirement, and keeping that alive. And this piggybacks off of number one, notice what you're noticing in your head, but then keeping the dream alive by taking the action and not getting deflated or thinking, oh, I shouldn't do that, or I can't do that, or I can't talk to them, or I don't know them enough, or whatever it is, or I don't have the time, which is everybody's, right? So what are you doing every day? Because you can paint that beautiful vision, and let me tell you, my vision is so crystal clear. I've had it for years and years and years. It has not changed. So I know that is what I am meant to have, be, and do. But it's taking the journey along with it and being mindful of every day making a dent in that direction or taking a step in that direction. So today I wrote an email to a tiny portion of my list inviting them to level up. I am going to call a broker, a realtor, I don't even know, but the number that's on this property that I'm like, I want to know about this property because my vision is to have a building and own it and have renters. So I want to just have that conversation. I'm in no place to do that right now, but I want to know what that looks like and what that means. And maybe there's somebody who wants to build it and have a renter ready to go. And that would be me. So I'm taking the steps every day. Scary, maybe a little outside the box, maybe totally what needs to happen today, but every day taking that step towards your future self, not just what needs to be done today, your future self. What are you doing every day to do that? All right, we're heading into tip number 3, and that is all about freeing up my time and thinking about my future self and what that means. And honestly, it comes down to systems. To me, this is one that I'm always working on, but I know as I move forward, we need to delegate more and we need to trust more. And for me, I think it comes down to trust, like just letting people do their thing. I have to think about myself 20 years ago already. I was kind of a bull in a china shop with muddy boots, and I would just do things. And God bless the people that just let me do things and let me mess up, because I did. I got my hand slapped sometimes by just doing things without asking or just seeing that what I thought needed to be done, not realizing there was a reason why it was being done a certain way, right? And I have a team member right now that reminds me of myself. And it's a delicate balance of letting her spread her wings and letting her do her thing differently than me of how I would maybe like it, but she's getting good results. She's getting the results, but she's not doing it in a process that maybe I like. So it's a delicate balance of letting her do it her way and letting me guide her in a way that I want things done, even though the results may be the same. So having those open conversations, honest conversations, but also really keeping track of what we are doing in our business so that our future selves thank us. I'm constantly telling my team, please document what you are doing, update this spreadsheet as you are doing it, because your future self will thank you. And I have a little gift for you, because there's a lot of things we can outsource or delegate that we may not even think of. And this resource was given to me years ago, and I have shared it with you on the podcast years ago already now. So I want to reintroduce it to you. What you can outsource personally and professionally. So if you go to msmelissarose.com/outsource, you can grab that PDF of just a huge list of things that we can outsource. And the kicker is outsourcing it, but then documenting the process. And we use a Google Drive in my business, and we have been, like I said, super intentional with that. And another way that we do this is with a spreadsheet just by month and just itemizing all the things that we do per month and who does it and who's in charge of it. And me and my team member, my lead team member, she and I sit down and just monthly, what did we miss on the list that we did not put on the list, that we just did it and forgot to put it on the list for next year, so that we know that, oh shoot, this has to get done, or this needs to be called in, or this needs to be ordered, or this needs to be registered, whatever it is. Because every month and year that you're in business, that list will continue to grow and get more itemized and get more specific. But the best thing you can do right now is start. So I've been in business 16 years, and we just continually get better with our systems so that we can set our future selves up for success. That is my mantra to my team, always setting our future selves up for success. So grab that free download. Go to MsMelissaRose.com/outsource to get inspiration and ideas of what you can outsource. And then the detail, or where the rubber meets the road, that's the phrase this episode, is documenting those systems. All right, number 4 tip, and this one is something that I already do, but it has shown its importance over the past few weeks. As I mentioned at the top of the episode, September is really a difficult month for Ms. Melissa Rose. I have had a lot of personal things happen over the course of my lifetime, and they seem to happen in September. The most recent one is that we sold our childhood home. My mom sold on September 20th, the home that we grew up in, that I have so many memories in, and her. She lived there for over 50 years. My dad passed away June 1st, and so this was just another big emotional thing that I knew would be hard, but I didn't realize how hard it would be. And then we add in all the other things that have happened throughout the course of life, and kids getting older with school starting, and the start of a new season. Like, it's just really, for me, emotional. So what has been vital for me is my morning routine. And if you are no stranger to the podcast, you know that I have a very, very luxurious morning routine, and I've been doing it for years. And over the years, it's gotten more luxurious. But the reason it is because it is so important for my mind and my health. It is my time to learn. It is my time to pray. It is my time to be quiet. It is my time to get my physical movement in. And it's so lovely that I wake up so early for it. I wake up, this morning was 3:30. That's not the norm. But around 4:30, 4:45, I am up and starting my day. Now, that morning routine, though, is a good 2 hours. I take time to be quiet. I take time to pray. I take time to learn. I take time to walk. I take time to drink my coffee. And when I come in the door at 6:45, I am happy. I am ready to face the day. I am ready to be a great mama. I am ready to do what I need to serve. I have been filled so full. I am ready to just pour into my kids or my business, depending on the days. So it is just so important. So I was talking to a friend of mine at the football game Friday night, and he has the same type of morning routine. He gets up super early, and he said it's just non-negotiable. He said there's nothing that will take him from that, because he realizes that the days that he does miss it, which are so few and far between, but the days that you don't do it, it really rattles your day. It really does. And I don't know how people don't have a morning routine. That's how passionate and strict I am on it. If you don't have something for you, I can't stress enough the importance of it. As a mama with 5 children, I remember when I was in the thick of it with 5 kids, single parenting, 11 and under the kids were, I would get up. That's when I started getting up at 4:30, because that was the only time I had to myself. And it's just grown. The time of that has lengthened, but it's just been so important. And for me, it's just the headspace. When I have that time, there are a couple mornings a week I teach at 6 a.m. And as lovely as it is after the teaching is done, I feel great. Those mornings are a little less enjoyable because I don't have that full time to myself. So the mornings I don't teach, my days are better, because I just am had that time to myself and am able to really think about life and business and feed into my learning and other things. So guess what I'm doing, you guys? I am trying to outsource or think differently on those 6 a.m. morning classes and get them so that I can have 7 days a week where it is just awesome. Every day is awesome. And I can't complain because 100% awesome and then 2 days a week are like 90%. So come on, I really cannot complain. It's all good. I'm getting my movement in it and everything. I hate to complain, but man, could it be 100%? And I realized, oh my gosh, it can. And I figured out a way to do it. So I'm super excited about making that morning routine 7 days a week rocking. So good. So good. This last tip was a hit over the head. My daughter is a high achiever. She's just go, 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 go. I come from a line of women of very high achievers. My sisters are super high achievers. Like, they make me look lazy. And my mom is excellent. Everything is excellent. Okay, so I am like a B+ person. My mom is 110%. Okay, so I come from this lineage of strong, independent women, but to the crux of working so hard, and it's almost like a badge of honor. And I feel that I don't do this as much as my sisters or my mom. And the reason is because I'm more like my dad. My dad would be okay with B+ work. My dad would say, okay, here's the bar. We're going to do the best we can, but what do we need to adjust? All right, because we're not going to sacrifice our health or our mental state or resources to put on 110% if we really only have the capacity for like 90%. So what I'm getting to is rest, the importance of it, shutting off the computer, of taking space, and to honor yourself with true rest. I recently heard on a podcast that if you want to get 8 hours of sleep, you need to be in bed by 9. You need to be in bed for 9 hours. And oh my gosh, I was just like, yes, that's exactly it. Like, I cannot go to bed at 9 and wake up at 4:30. I need to be in bed by like 8:30 because then I'm sleeping by 9. My kids laugh at me and people tease me, but that morning routine and just the way my rhythm of my body, the way I work, that's what works for me. And to honor that and not feel guilty about it. And maybe it's because I'm older. Like, I don't feel the need to do all the things, but the true rest. And I want to just scale it back to something simpler. For me, it's going to be screen-free Sundays. Now, I am not there yet, y'all. There are times when I open the computer on Sundays. You know, if my kids are watching football, the football game, and I'll have the football game too, but I'll be doing some mindless work on the screen. How about we just not have the computer open at all? So that is what I'm working towards, and this is a big one for me because I notice on the days, on that weekend that I truly take a rest on Sunday, I am ready to rock and roll on Monday. I truly am. And I've talked on the podcast before about my quarterly getaways. And I have one planned for October here, and I'm just so excited. And to just truly get away from the routine and get in a new area and walk a new path and see new things, what that does for creativity, what that does for rest. But I just want to bring it down to simple. And that, for me, is screen-free Sunday. So what is the little thing that you can do to rest? Rest your brain, rest your eyes, rest your body. It could be anything. It could be taking a bath. It could be just like, no, I'm not going to go for that run. I'm just going to go for a walk. Or, you know what? I'm just going to sit here and just be quiet. What is it for you? I really challenge all of us to do a little bit in that department, because what it does for others in our circle is so huge. So my 5 tips today. This is what I am doing. I'm sharing this in hopes to inspire you or to maybe give you cause to pause, to think about what you can do. Number 1, notice what you're noticing. Number 2, keep the dream alive by doing little things every day to put you forward towards that dream that you have so crystal clear. Number 3, systems. Documenting, letting your future self love you so hard because you took care of documenting and putting the processes in place. And that is an ongoing process. But during this quarter, it tends to, the wheels fall off the bus there. That's why I just really want to pull focus there, because it is a busier time of year. And this is where you need to document even more. That morning routine, don't let it slip and slide, especially as the winter comes, as the cooler air comes, as things get busier. It's so easy to say, like, no, I don't need that. Let that go. No. We fill our cup first. We fuel ourselves up so that we can pour into others better. And then taking that true rest. One thing that I started doing probably a year ago already, time flies so big, is taking my phone and putting it in the bathroom, so that I have to, no cell phone, no gadgets by my bed at all. So that when that alarm goes off, I have to physically get up and out of bed. And you guys, that has so much helped me get to sleep faster, get better sleep, and just not be distracted. Because when that phone's there, you bet I'm scrolling, because it's so easy. It's so tempting. Just by doing that has given me better sleep, better rest, and quicker falling asleep time. So just that little tip there. I know this was a little bit rambly, but I wanted to share because I know myself. I know what this quarter means. I know what it means for my business. I know what it means for me personally and what it does for my headspace. So if I can really knock it out of the park, I am truly set up for success for 2025. So maybe you're listening to this and feeling like, gosh, I just want that. I want that success. I want that energy. I want those ideas and that creativity, and I want accountability. If you are a business owner, if you're a brick and mortar business owner, if you are a person who wants to level up your business so that you are set up for success for 2025, I invite you to be part of my Level Up Mastermind. This is what it's all about. It's about coming together, sharing your wins, your struggles, getting some strategy on your business, and that accountability. This is a mastermind that meets once a month. So it's a low commitment, 90 minutes a month over the lunch hour. And we come together, we mastermind together, and I facilitate and lead a bit of training at the top of the hour so that you're all getting something out of it. You're learning from each other, and you're walking away with some tips, tools, and strategies to take into your business. We meet monthly for that accountability, and it's a 3-month commitment. So you're getting October, November, December, and setting yourself up for success for 2025. If this is something you're interested in, the link is in the show notes. You can click there, learn all about it, and get yourself into our October cohort. I would love to see you there. For the rest of you, thank you so much for listening to the podcast here. Again, I value you taking the time to invest in yourself to make your brick and mortar better, to make you better as a business owner. I have so much love and passion for my brick and mortar business owners, because it is one thing to start a business. It is another thing to hang a shingle out and rent or buy a property. Bring your services to life through a storefront. That takes incredible guts, courage, tenacity, grit, all the things. And my hat's off to you. So go get it. Go make it a great day. And we will see you here, same time, same place next week. Peace. Bye-bye.